Imagine a V-shaped shadow cutting across the dawn sky, each wing beat in perfect rhythm, each honk echoing like a call from another time. The Canada goose, majestic, determined, and as ancient as the landscapes it crosses, has been making this journey long before cities, cars, and runways existed. They are creatures of both sky and water, able to navigate continents with a precision that human pilots once envied. But behind their grace is a story, one of survival, adaptation, and the complicated relationship they share with us. To understand them, we need to travel back, far back, beyond the age of airplanes, beyond the rise of cities, into a world where ice still gripped much of the planet. The ancestors of the Canada goose trace their roots to the Pleistocene epoch, about 2.5 million years ago. Back then, their forebears looked much the same: sleek brown feathers, long black necks, the unmistakable white cheek patch. But their survival depended entirely on reading the land, water, and wind. Over countless generations, they perfected the art of migration, moving with the seasons to follow food, avoid predators, and raise their young in safety. It's a tradition written into their very bones. Evolution shaped them into endurance athletes of the avian world. Those long necks help them scan for danger and graze efficiently, while their wide, powerful wings, stretching nearly 6 feet, allow them to fly for hours without rest. They can reach speeds up to 40 miles per hour and climb to altitudes above 9,000 feet, cruising above mountain ranges like seasoned travelers. And when they fly in that famous V formation, each bird benefits from the updraft of the one ahead, conserving energy like a team of cyclists in a wind tunnel. Scientists estimate this teamwork allows them to travel up to 70% farther than if they flew alone. But their intelligence is just as impressive as their athleticism. Canada geese mate for life, often staying together for decades. They communicate constantly, with over a dozen distinct calls for alarm, coordination, and comfort. Goslings can recognize their parents' voices within 24 hours of hatching, and families will stay together for the entire migration, the young learning the ancient roots by heart. This is not just instinct, it's tradition, passed down like an heirloom. For millennia, humans watched these migrations with awe. Indigenous peoples across North America celebrated the Canada goose in stories, songs, and seasonal ceremonies. The arrival of geese in spring signaled renewal, and their departure in autumn marked the turning of the year. But as with many wild species, admiration eventually gave way to exploitation. In colonial times and well into the 19th century, Canada geese were hunted heavily for their meat and feathers. Goose down became prized for pillows, bedding, and clothing, while their meat was a staple in many rural communities. Hunting was often uncontrolled, and by the early 20th century, some populations had plummeted. Yet, in a twist of fate, human impact didn't just harm the Canada goose. In some cases, it helped them flourish. When wetlands were drained for farming, geese quickly learned to forage in agricultural fields. Parks, golf courses, and suburban lawns provided lush grass and open water, perfect habitat for grazing and nesting. By the mid-20th century, reintroduction programs and hunting regulations helped populations rebound dramatically. So much so that today, in many urban areas, they're seen as both beloved wildlife and stubborn, honking nuisances. The same species that once teetered toward scarcity can now halt a city soccer game or snarl airport traffic. But this success story hides deeper challenges. Canada geese face the same modern threats that confront countless migratory birds. Habitat loss remains a constant problem. Wetlands and open fields are still disappearing under housing developments and industrial expansion. Climate change is throwing their ancient migration schedules into chaos, as warming temperatures shift the timing of plant growth and freeze-thaw cycles. Geese that arrive too early may find their breeding ground still frozen, while those that arrive late risk missing the best feeding windows for raising young. Disease, too, plays a role. Avian influenza outbreaks have swept through goose populations, sometimes killing thousands in a single season. And then there are the hazards of living in close proximity to humans. Collisions with aircraft, entanglement in litter, lead poisoning from ingesting old hunting ammunition. The U.S. Department of Agriculture estimates that bird strikes cost the aviation industry over $900 million annually, with Canada geese being among the most dangerous culprits due to their size and flocking behavior. Yet perhaps the most subtle threat is one we rarely acknowledge: our shifting perception of wildlife. The Canada goose exists in a strange limbo between admiration and annoyance. We marvel at their migrations, yet complain when they foul our parks. We celebrate their adaptability, yet resent when they adapt too well to our cities. This duality says as much about us as it does about them. They are, in many ways, a mirror, reflecting our own capacity for both care and conflict in our dealings with nature. And if you've ever been chased by a fiercely protective goose while walking too close to a nest, you know they don't shy away from defending what's theirs. It's easy to laugh about. And yes, there's something comically intimidating about being run off by a bird, but it is also a reminder of their wildness. These are not pets or mere park decorations. They are survivors, heirs to an unbroken chain of migration stretching back millions of years. Their story isn't just about them. It's about the choices we make. Will we preserve the wetlands they need? Will we curb climate change before it disrupts the migrations they've followed for millennia? Or will we let convenience and short-term gain erase another piece of the natural world? The Canada goose doesn't have a choice in this, but we do. And the answer might begin with something as simple as respect for the land, for the water, and for the creatures who share it with us. So the next time you look up and see that familiar V against the sky, remember you're watching a living legacy, an ancient traveler carrying history on its wings. Let it inspire you to protect not just the geese, but the vast, interconnected web of life they represent. If this journey moved you, if you believe these stories matter, then help keep them alive. Like this video, share it with someone who's seen a goose in flight and smiled, and subscribe for more stories from the wild. Together, we can make sure the skies stay filled with that echoing call, a sound that has guided generations, and with our help, always will.